Hey there, good morning. Welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph and I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock, hard rock, heavy metal, and other forms of rock music. So this morning we're doing our series, which is My Strange Fascination. And I've chosen an artist who I probably long admired his music, at least his stuff in the 70s. I haven't really followed him since then. His music's become very popish and very mainstream music, and I just don't have time for it. But the original stuff was fantastic. Yes, we're talking about Captain Fantastic, Elton John here. My encounters with Elton John began in 1973 when I was in Nova Scotia visiting relatives, and I was staying at a house, and a guy had one of those K-Tel special records, and on it was a song by Elton John. But when I first listened to it, I didn't notice that, and it wouldn't have meant anything to me anyways, because I didn't even know who he was. But once upon I listened to the entire album, and there was the one song on there that I liked a lot, and that was the song on this album as well, called Crocodile Rock. Played that song from the entire 3 weeks I was down there. I played that song every day, all the time, and just became enamored with not only the song itself but his voice. He just at that time I was only 9, so I didn't realize that I thought it was a 50s pop song that was pretty heavy for a pop song, and didn't think anything of it, because that's what my parents had. They had a lot of 50s stuff and a lot of country western stuff, and that's pretty much all I got to listen to. And this one particular song here, which I thought was a 50s song, but it turned out to be a 70s song, but I didn't know that at the time. And I never really got to hear it again until much later, when I was in my late teens. But at that point in time, I started to listen to more of the 50s stuff, because it was for me, it was a lot better than the country western stuff. So whenever I could, I would listen to the 50s stuff. And Elton John was the one that kind of turned me that direction, And then after that, then of course we all know that it became Bachman-Turner Overdrive, which led to Kiss, which led to a huge jump in music. So at any rate, this album was one of the first albums I ever owned because of that song, and I love this album quite a bit now. It's one of my classic greatest, and most of his early stuff was really good. I'm not saying that his 80s stuff wasn't good too, but it was just a completely different style of music that really didn't captivate me in any way, shape, or form. I liked his flamboyance too, hence the color scheme today of bright colors. He tended to be very flamboyant, right out there. Good piano player as well. And then he did that bit also, and I didn't know about this till years later, that he did that bit in the Tommy movie where he played the pinball wizard as well. So that was kind of an interesting hearing his take on pinball wizard from a band that I love quite a bit. And the other thing about Elton John is that I realized fairly quickly that if you wanted to get attention in rock and roll music, you had to have something different about you. You had to be flamboyant in some way, shape, or form, or doing something nobody else was doing. Well, he was very flamboyant, so he stood right out. Kind of him and David Bowie are, to me, very similar people. Not in their music and not really in their personalities, but they both have that kind of flamboyancy about them. So that's the part about him that kind of influenced me musically, and I began to realize that the people who made it large were the most flamboyant, the most outgoing people. So anyways, there you have it. Elton John, his influence on my musical interests, and my thoughts on him and his impact on myself. So there you go. So anyways, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. We will be back tomorrow with another series video of my strange fascinations. Tomorrow's artist I think will be fun to do as well. I'm looking down the list now just to make sure it's the one I think it is. Oh, that's not even the right list. Actually, it's the original list. Huh. Who did I have down? Oh yeah, I see. Tomorrow will be something that will interest my heavy metal fans, and I hope the influence of that band will be a big factor for me tomorrow. Thank you. So anyways, have a great evening. Bye.